As we moved through the depths of the jungle, we kept our lights on low, so at least we could still see. We scanned all the surrounding areas, and we were surprised on how much nature had truly taken over the place. As we kept moving, we then noticed lights up ahead of us. I told everyone to hold their position, to get low on the ground, and pulled security on all sides. Wrecker came up to me to see what I was seeing. The hell? I thought that this place was abandoned, Wrecker said, whispering to me. I thought so too. Eagle Eye, this is Fives. Do you read me? I said to the comlink. Fives, this is Eagle Eye. Go ahead. He responded back. Yeah, so we're spotting lights on the island. Working lights. I can't make out how exactly that's even possible. Alright, stand by. I'll see. Eagle Eye said. 5 minutes went by. Yeah, Fives, as it turns out, the Disney corporations still carry energy to the island, checking it from time to time to see if that they can make it more profitable to viewers while they're being distracted by the park. In other words, they're going to see if they can relaunch the island for the people and their kids, Eagle Eye said. Oh, shit. I thought to myself, that explains why they lied about the pollution in the water. So, while the guests leave, they come to the island to see if they can still be operational without drawing the crowd. But my question still was, why do they tend to steal kids here so that they won't be found if they were to plan to reopen it again? It doesn't make sense, but as I kept thinking about that, we heard a branch crack, and that surprised us. We got our rifles aimed to where the noise came from, and we saw the branches move. Eagle Eye, we hear movement on our 12, and we can't see shit from here. We're holding position. Can you see what it is? I said on the comlink. Yeah, hold on. Head into your location. Oh, I'm ready to blast its head off, Bullseye said. Hold on. Eagle Eye is going to see what it is first. We saw the time drone above us. I'm going to use Heat Seeker to see what is ahead of you guys. Alright. Hang tight. Looks like I see something. It appears to be only one. It's moving towards you. Get ready, he said, exclaiming. We got up, getting into our firing position with our heartbeats racing, and we were about to see what lurked in the darkness. To our surprise, though, it was just a small monkey. We sighed heavily. False alarm, Eagle Eye. It's just a small monkey, I said with calmness. Alright guys, let's just keep moving ahead. We headed towards the light that was hanging from above, shining down toward the abandoned cages of where the animals were once kept. We had to go through them since that's where the drone went to showing in the tracker, and as we were passing through the abandoned cages, I then heard another crunching sound. We looked down and what we saw just made our eyes go wide. A pile of what we could only describe as slime that had a weird color, like a grayish green? I guess, and next to it was a worn-out, torn, old costume piece. Like it belonged to a head, since it was in the shape of a circle, but what really caught our attention was the bottom of a piece of a jaw. It looked really old because it had a brownish color all over it. Jesus Christ, that is fucked up, Bullseye said. Damn, and I thought I've seen it all, Blackheart said. Whatever did this and left it here, it wasn't human. We kept moving. The tracker said the drone was close by, so we left the pieces there and we continued on through. We continued along the trail with tracker on my arm, my brothers watching our surroundings, with the fireworks show seizing up, hearing the crowds cheering for the end. I assumed this is where everyone was getting ready to either go home or head back to their hotels. Damn, now that the crowd's leaving, that means the skeleton crew and security are now about to commence cleaning up the park. I thought to myself. Alright, ghosts, listen up. The show's now over, the people are possibly now heading back home, or to their hotels, or wherever the fuck, which means now the cleanup crew and security are now the only ones in the park. Now, they'll be watching over everything, especially having a close eye on the island. So we gotta move fast, and make sure we make it as smooth as we can. Everyone agreed, and we still kept moving. We got closer and closer to the point where the drone was. We eventually found it. It definitely was destroyed, but the tracker was still intact. We then looked slightly to our right, in which we saw the metal rusted door from before. I wasn't going to call out to those locked in there, because whoever was in there, they definitely weren't going to stay quiet. We got to the door. Sure enough, it was sealed tight. The others pulled security while Wrecker and I retired to open the door without making too much noise. Well, we got it open. Barely, but it was enough for all of us to enter. One by one, everyone did. Blackheart was the last one to enter. I closed the door to feign suspicion, for anyone who may have noticed, and we then started heading down steps to a lower floor. We then saw what looked like abandoned cages for something big. However, the inside of the cages looked like someone was in them recently, with newer items. It's hard to explain, but we then heard crying in the distance, so we slowly made our way farther down the hallway. Hello? Is anyone there? They asked. Shh, shh, shh. Keep your voices down, I said to one of them. As we looked further, we saw 8 teens looking surprised and happy with tears streaming down their eyes. We told them to hush with our index finger to our lips. It's gonna be okay, guys. Alright, we're the ghosts. We were sent to find you and bring you back to your parents, I told them. Are you guys military? One of them asked. Not exactly, I replied. Ghosts, check to see if they are in fact the kids from the pictures, I said as we all got out the pictures of the teens that we were assigned to. It was confirmed. They were the teens that went missing. We were glad that we found the 8 missing teens. However, we looked at this 9th person who wasn't on our list. I asked who they were, and they told us their name. But for this story, we'll call her O. She was about 27 years old. She had a soft voice, like if you were having a bad day, her voice would cheer you up in seconds. I'm not gonna lie, she was very beautiful, even if she's got mud and dirt on her. I told the ghost to check on the teens, to make sure that they were good, and to check if they have any scratches on them. I kept talking to O. What the hell are you doing in this godforsaken island? I asked her. I was brought here, she said. I looked at her clothes, and she was wearing clothes that had Disney print all over it. I assumed the next question of, well, you work at Disney? Yes, I was part of the cleaning crew to clean up the messes that these people make. You know, that they're too fucking lazy to throw out in the trash. I was assigned to do the arena of Toontown with a friend of mine. But then I heard other coworkers who weren't assigned that area talking about teens that went missing, and that there were rumors that they were taken to this island. You know, I didn't believe it at first, but I checked the internet if teens did in fact go missing, and it was a few days later that I was again put in Toontown. I heard people saying that the teens won't escape from the island. And I even heard one of them say, yeah, those mutant freaks will deal with them soon. It'll be like they never even existed. And stupid me, I gasped too loud in front of them, and they heard me. I tried to run for it, But they caught me. I blacked out, and I found myself in this cage along with these others, she said. How long have you been here for? I asked. She was about ready to answer when we heard the metal door swing open loudly. We looked into the dark hallway, and we heard what sounded like growls and weird breathing noises. Ghosts, vanish. Don't worry, we're not going to leave any of you here. Keep quiet and pretend you don't see any of us. Alright? I told everyone as we hid in the shadows. I told the ghosts not to shoot as we awaited to see what has been kept a secret for all these years. And what we saw, I kid you not, it was like seeing a nightmare come to life. We saw a worn, torn Mickey. And behind him was Donald. And Goofy. But nightmare versions of them. Right? These things looked like the costumes were real. And we saw their razor-sharp teeth, saliva coming down from their mouths, and glowing red eyes. I could feel my heartbeat racing faster, hoping that they didn't find us and take the teens and O with them. They were staring at them as if they were doing a routine check to see if they were hiding anything. And the teens kept quiet and made it look convincing, like they never saw us. So the monsters turned around, made some growling noises with one another. But as they were making noises, I saw from above, Bullseye was almost slipping. I was shocked and motioned him not to move, and I mean, he was trying his best. Fortunately, the monsters left, and he sighed quietly, grabbing onto a metal pipe and quietly coming down. We all emerged from our hiding spots, and we tried to get the locks out of everyone's cages. We succeeded. Now phase 2, grab and go, is done. We then saw a back door, but we weren't able to go through it. At the door, I had an idea for the back door that we just saw. Wrecker, take everyone to the front and hide in the shadows. I'm going to open the back door, I said. What? Why? He asked. Just do it. I'll meet up with you later, I told him as I went back. I went back down to where the cages were, and I opened the back door to make it look like we left through the back, but we really left through the front. I made it out to the front, closed it as it was, and then I heard Wrecker whispering out. I saw everyone crouching in the shadows. Fives, what the hell were you doing? Wrecker asked. I opened the back door where the cages were to trick them to think that we left through the back. Wrecker nodded. He understood. Yeah, Eagle Eye, we got the packages. Scout our way to the Zodiac so that we can get the hell out of here. Roger, Fives. I'm here. Let's go. Eagle Eye replied. I looked at the teens and Alright guys, we're gonna get you all out of here. Let's escape this dump, I said. Seeing their eyes cry for joy, knowing that they were going to escape the nightmare that they've endured, it was great. Ghost Diamond formation. You and the teens stay in the center. If we're firing on all sides, protect the teens. That is your priority. Do you understand? I asked her. She nodded yes. All right. Here we go.